I moved a couple lots down from this building in 1997. It was the first house my wife and I purchased, and right off the bat, as soon as we started meeting the neighbors, we started hearing stories about this place, all the different legends and myths surrounding it. So I was instantly intrigued, and then I discovered that it was, considered a roadhouse, which I didn't know what it meant at the time. And that's actually one of the key factors that led me to develop an interest in local prohibition history. So if it wasn't for this place, I may have never written my book. So I'm kind of indebted to this place. I've always been in love with it and its stories, even after I moved away. It still kind of held a special place in my heart. And so, when I found out recently that it was going to be meeting the wrecking ball, I kind of sprang into action and wrote the article to let everybody else know. And it was just kind of a way for me, I think, to grieve this place, knowing it's going to be gone soon. It has so many interesting layers of history, going back to 1915 when it was first built. It was a tavern, a roadhouse, a speakeasy, a brothel supposedly operated up in the top floor. Then it became a hospital. It was a nursing home. It was a home for a church fellowship. So it's just served all these different purposes throughout its 100-plus year life. And there's just not too many of these places around here. And it's in the neighborhood of Esperance, which I've lived in for 26 years. So I've become very fond of the neighborhood and its history. And this is like kind of the anchor of all that. This is where it all springs from. Some pretty far out stuff. Like there is a story that supposedly a famous Hollywood dog trainer lived here and trained Rin Tin Tin, the famous German Shepherd, and that Rin Tin Tin is actually buried somewhere in the backyard. I was never able to find any evidence to support it. In fact, all the stories I've read online about Rin Tin Tin, he's never been anywhere near these parts. So I don't think that's true, and there's just never any factual evidence to back it up. There's also another legend that it used to be a hunting lodge, which it wasn't, and that President Theodore Roosevelt visited this place and spent a weekend here just having a big hunting party. And there's no evidence either of that. So there's some stories that have proven to be false, but a lot of its stories are true. The thing with this place is it's in really bad condition and it needs a lot of costly repairs, and I think that's what's turned a lot of people off. But I would love to see them repurpose this place and maybe make it into a low-cost residential housing place, make it into a museum. I've even heard people make the suggestion about McMenamins coming in and doing something with it. I love that idea. So there's a lot of possible uses that they could turn this property into instead of tearing it down and putting townhomes. It's kind of just a crude erasing of our past history here. I mean, this is a very historically significant place for the local community, and it's just going to be erased sometime in the next month. And it just, to me, it speaks of how people are okay with that, and they're just put something cheap in its place as long as it serves people a different purpose. They don't really care about it. It makes me sad. That's the truth.